Yeah, great Big Four battle. So much respect for St. Bonaventure and Coach Smith. First off, I want to say prayers to Coach Smith and his family. I know he lost his father earlier this week, and some things are bigger than basketball. And just prayers to him and his family. And his dad was probably proud of him today. So sometimes you got to make sure you give credit to that. But what a great environment. Incredible, just packed house, a battle, and we just didn't come out with the firepower we needed to, and the confidence offensively that we needed to. We put ourselves in a hole down 14-2 to start that game, and that was the difference in the game. And then we were constantly playing catch up, cut the lead multiple times, got it to one possession multiple times, and then just couldn't get over the hump when we needed to. We're going to learn from it. We got to take care of the ball better. It's something we do a great job of normally. And, we knew they were going to be a physical team on the glass, and they really hurt us in the second half on second chance points after we had good defensive stands. So credit to them again. Proud of our guys. We battled till the very end. We talk about having that 40-minute mentality, and we did that tonight in terms of just keep playing until the end. So a lot to learn from this, but, again, what a great environment, and we're happy that alumni felt like that. Again, it's been a little while, so we want to keep doing that.
George, did you feel like if you could just get the lead at some point psychologically, you would have been a lot better off, just in the sense of it's tiring to come back and then fall back again?
Yeah, I definitely think that helps, right? I think that helps when you're at home. It gives you a big advantage when you kind of get over that hump. But we just look at it one possession at a time. Things happen in a game. Crazy things happen. And we made our runs, and, they did a credit to them. They withstood those runs. And, we got to know when we're in a one possession game, we don't have to make it all back. We already got there. Now we just got to keep doing what we did to get there, right? Look, again, if we just take care of the ball early, I think we're in a battle anyway, regardless, because they're a heck of a team, and he's a heck of a coach, so I'm not expecting anybody to really pull away big in this one.
Is there anything you adjusted after that rough start, or was it just playing better?
I think our guys just calmed down and didn't pick their dribble. I think we picked our dribble up a little bit in ball screens when we didn't have to, and then put ourselves in spots where we had to make tough passes and we were trying to force things. I think our guys just finally slowed it down, mixed it up, kept our dribble, got into the paint, and then made him pay a few times. So, I think we were just a little tentative, to be honest. That's okay. It's okay because it happened. Now, it can't be, and I know these guys are going to respond, right? I know these guys are going to respond. And some of those turnovers are physical plays. It's a physical game, right? Where there's body-on-body banging. I'm sure they would say the same thing on their end. We turned them over 17 times. They turned over us over 17 times. So, but I'm proud of our guys. We battled till the very end.
How was it guarding Frank? It looked like y'all were doubling him in the post whenever you got a post touch. Have y'all seen a post play like him yet this year?
No, not as he's so gifted down there, and physical, and uses his body and stays on balance so well. I think that's where he's just elite. He could kind of bump you, get to a spot. He doesn't have to jump over you or use athleticism. He just uses his size and positioning, and he's got great balance. But I did think the way we played him bothered him, and but then we had some lapses where we didn't step up properly on personnel or helped off guys we shouldn't have, and some of those threes hurt us a little bit too.
In prepping for him and playing against him today, what kind of differences do you see from the player he was when you played against him 2 years ago? Wait, did you play that season?
No, we didn't play Canisius that season, but I kept an eye on him. I think it's just like anything. Guys who get experience, they grow. Right? He's in his third year. He's grown so much since year one, and they build confidence, gain confidence, and I think Coach Smith's doing a great job with the role he has him in. I think he's playing perfectly with him, and he's at the perfect spot for him. So sometimes that's it, but when guys get older, they get experience, they get humbled. I know this is a game where he would have liked to turn the ball over less, but he's going to learn from it. He's going to come back better on it tomorrow, right? So part of it's just experience and growth.
Jay, how do you think this game, this opponent, just kind of the way it went, can prepare you guys for MAC play coming up in a few weeks?
I think a tough game like that, I think, kind of sets the tone for what we think conference play will probably be like. I think going down early is something that you can't do in conference play either. So I think, we'll learn from it. And, getting them off the glass is something that we kind of failed to do. But if we can just learn from it now, like our goal is never to be undefeated. Our goal is to get better day by day. So, this will just put a highlight on the fact that we need to. So.
Ryan, were you looking forward to this one in the sense St. Bonaventure is a good team playing well from one of the better conferences in the league? It was almost like a measuring stick for you guys, perhaps.
Yeah, for sure. I think we were very excited, but we always talk about our next game. And so I think that we prepared for it like any other game. It's a cool rivalry, and it was obviously a fun game to play in, and we really appreciate our fans for coming out. But it's all about our next game, and we'll watch film of that game, we'll learn from it, and again, it's all about our next game, which is UMBC. So on to the next, and we'll learn from it. But yeah, it was exciting.
Dan, you mentioned the boards. They're a really good offensive rebounding team. Is there anything you've seen them do specifically today that they maybe have or have not been doing the rest of the year that made them successful on the offensive glass?
I think Frank Mitchell has 13 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds, and I think he averages 5 offensive rebounds. When you have a guy like that, and, we needed to do a better job getting him off that, but, it's probably pretty easy to be a good rebounding team if you've got a guy like that. So I think, we'll just prepare for, if a team has another guy like that and do a better job next time.
How was it for you navigating today with 3 free throws? Y'all usually get to the free throw line a lot more than y'all did today. Besides, I think the first half 3-pointer you forced was all you had. But how was it navigating for you not getting as many free throws as you usually get?
We say road attitude. I know we were at home today, but, we just try to keep that attitude of calls might not go our way or whatever the case may be. And, we set up practice that same way where we try to play through, physicality like that. And I think, today I could have done a better job of doing so. But once again, the highlighter is just we'll get better from it.
George, when you walked in the building for the start of the game today, did you look around and say, hey, maybe people noticed what we're doing here? It's kind of a nice feeling.
The competitor in me needs to just say, this team is going to keep getting better, and we need people to come out and notice and support these guys because they deserve it. And that's what it should be. And he and I remember when this was empty, and we're going to keep coming. So when I looked around, I said, we're going to keep coming. Because that's the expectation that we need to have. That we have really good players. Our guys play hard. They play for each other. They represent the university at a high level. We need to make sure that we give these guys the credit they deserve by being in here and supporting them no matter who's in this building. Because we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of growth to be had. But we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. And we loved that. We want that. We understand that when you're playing better, people show up. I think people understand that this team's here to stay and that we're about what we're about. And so we just want to make sure it stays that way. So honestly, that's what I thought. Thanks a lot,
Thank
guys.
you.